Welcome again. My name is Kirkley with Ambrose.
Omodion.
Yeah, we're glad to be here again as usual. It's a holiday all over Nigeria, Democracy Day. And all over town the talk is 2 years of democracy by the present administration and what has been the effect on the economy, what has been the scorecard. Will you mark them pass or will you fail them? And Ambrose is here with me and he's going to highlight that. But before he does justice to that topic, we're going to talk a little bit about the recession that the economic intelligentsia in Nigeria were envisaging that we were going to exit. But the numbers from the NBS were disappointing. So, Ambrose, what do you say to that? It's like the NBS has proved you right, sort of, that you see PMI rising does not necessarily mean that we are exiting the recession.
Yes, we are pointing towards exiting recession, which is good for us. But if you look at the figure that came from the Federal National Bureau of Statistics, it's pointing that yes, we are stepping out of it. But since we are still in a negative, first quarter GDP, because for you to come out of recession, you must have 2-quarter positive GDP to say you are out of it. But the good thing is that the last quarter, which is 2016 first quarter, we're having about negative 1.72, and this first quarter in 2017 is negative 0.52. That means we are making progress. We are coming out of it gradually. That is the pointer that yes, both the foreign analysts and all are saying that yeah, we are heading towards that. And also, if you listen to CBN in their last MPC meeting, they said they are forecasting that by the third quarter of 2017 we'll be coming out of it. While other quarters are saying we're already out, but I tell you, we are not out. We are still in a way that things are improving. If you can see a PMI in number above 50, and we have about 58 points for the month of April, we are expecting that it may come out by the first week, by even before Friday this week. We'll give you an insight where we are going. On that note, you see, the market being a lead indicator has started reacting already to all these figures we are seeing, all these economic data that are positive, and CBN trying to make sure that the foreign market still add liquidity that foreign investors can plan to come into our country, because they see that if there is stability in the forex market, they can invest. Why before now they are scared is that they don't know actually at what rate to come in and at what rate to go out. But now that we're able to put our exchange rate between 380 and 390, knowing that the official rate, as we said, is about 305, but this is the range for them to import and also for them to export things within the country. That tells you that they are looking at, oh, if these people can have done this thing for the past almost 3 months now, and also the oil is likely to look up. You know that it didn't slow down last week around Friday after the OPEC meeting, but we're still looking at the oil to be between 55 and 60 before the end of this quarter, which is before June. If we achieve that, that will also impact positively on our reserve here in Nigeria. That if we have a positive, more or swelling reserve, also it will attract foreign investors. These are the things that market are reacting to before, because you need to point where the economy is going, and market being a lead indicator. Also looking at the figures that came out from most of the quoted companies, their corporate earnings, they are all pointing to that we are getting a better number compared to what they did in 2016. These are what people are looking at. Oh, if all these numbers are coming and prices of this equity are relatively low, it is better they start positioning at this point that prices are still low. Then when these numbers start crystallizing and they see a better figure, people want to come in. At that time, prices are going high. You that are buying at this point, because you have entered earlier, you want to be selling to them and you'll be smiling to your banks. That is why I see that people are really looking for good stocks, value stock to position at this point, because they are seeing that the market being indicator is pointing that something is happening. And we can see that also. I want to go back to the political aspect. I always say that you can't separate economy from politics. And when there is political stability, it also helps in driving the economy. Yes, we are celebrating 2 years in the office of the new administration. Yes, people will say there's knock here and there, people are saying here and there, but to me, they are coming on board as also deepening our democracy. I know that democracy and stock market are one. When you see any country that has democracy that is thriving, their market, despite the situation, let it come down, it will still bounce back, because there is stable government, there is stable politically. That is why our market is also adjusting at this point that we are moving forward. Our democracy is getting better, and because if we can change from one party to another party and there's no crisis, we've done it successfully. That means anyone that is coming next after this one have to sit down. That means it's not a game of coming to just tell a story. You must perform. Now, these people are saying that this government have not done much. To me, they might be laying foundation, which we are seeing. The foundation might not just give us what we want, but if another government comes or they continue after these 4 years and build on it, we are moving ahead. We are going forward. On that note, investors in Nigeria, both local and foreign, are taking opportunity of what is happening at this point to position, because if this government continue on this note, as the vice president has said, by very soon he will sign the budget 2017 into law. Despite the delayed, we agreed, and it has affected the economy. But when the budget comes in, it's going to also fuel what we are seeing. It's going to boost our productivity. Why people know that many government projects are still waiting for this budget to come in, because you can't execute project without no appropriation. On that note, once they approve it and money starts coming out of the government coffers, the bank CBN to all those contractors, you see that activities, both consuming, everything will change, because there will be fund flow. I know that everywhere in the world, government is the highest spender, and we expect that when our government starts spending the economy, it will boost what CBN has done. I said the last program that our economy is starting on one leg, which is CBN driven. If fiscal policy come up now with the reforms they have and forms are released, so that we can now have a balanced economy, the economic reform from the fiscal, CBN trying to put their own angles together, especially the MPC meeting, and making sure that the exchange rate is a bit stable. I think we'll see a better market.
So, are you scoring the government good in the last 2 years?
I'm not still good in the last year, but it was like an average, 50%.
Average,
yes.
50%. That's pass mark.
Yes.
At least let my people go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the budget.
Yeah, the budget has really affected the economy, especially the private sector, because as a private organization, you plan the government budget, but now they've operated for almost half a year now without the government budget. That means by if acting president can sign in by either the second half of the year, okay, the last month for the first half of the year, if that is done, I believe that in second half of the year, we should expect a better and a stronger economy.
And then again, how is the market getting around this? No budget, yet the market is growing. What's really driving this market?
You know, that is a very good question. I said earlier that our market is being driven now by the foreign investors. Not only that they are coming en masse, but most of them that were trapped before now saw that yes, if CBN can open this export and import window, and a bit there is stability in that window, and now instead of them taking their dividend back to their country, they are now reinvesting the dividend. I know what the investment is which at the end of the day, the market, because there is fresh liquidity is in form of dividend coming back to the market. That was but also many that are outside the market are looking at Nigeria is a very good destination for them to invest, because most of our equities are really undervalued. If you check South Africa, Ghana, Botswana, it's an African country, Nigeria is far low in terms of value of its stock. Not that the companies are not doing it, but the valuation that our prices are undervalued. And a good investor wants to buy where he sees value. And that value is when you see it, other people are pushing that value, you that have entered earlier will be smiling. That is why I see that funds are coming, because people are telling me that if this economy continues like this, and we're out of recession, we'll enter into prosperity, boom, the company to show. And this company will be posting better numbers. And it is this number that drive price. And these numbers are good and strong. Price will go higher. There's a time that we saw First Bank at 60 naira, Zenith Bank at 55, GDP at 50, all those UB at 48 naira.
What are you saying? That the banks, that's where we should place our bets?
You know, the banks are really where we should be, people are playing, because that is where we have volume. At the same time, they are the engine room of any economy. And look at, no matter the level of overregulation our banks here has gotten from CBN, they are still churning out good numbers. It tells you that our banks are resilient. And on that note, you can invest in some of them. Not all the banks, Mike. Not all the banks, Mike. You. And those banks that are resilient, you can go there and make good money. The funny thing that we are saying that we are in recession in 2016. Most of these banks grow their payout. You should sit down and ask yourself the question, how do they make this money? Yes, the people are saying it's because of forex revaluation. Fine. That means they are earning forex. If you are having a business in Ghana, having a business in South Africa, and you are earning in hard currency, coming here, you have to revalue that because the exchange rate is part of it. But the good thing that they are doing business. You know, the bank are also lending. Now that we are seeing that oil is improving, we expect that it will going to impact positively on the oil sector, where most of the non-performing loan is coming from. And if this non-performing loan is being taken care of by those companies that are in the oil sector, because oil price is coming up gradually, this bank will still have more money to give us as dividend, because they made provision for those loans before now. And that means if these companies are paying back to them, automatically it goes back to their profitability bottom line. That means we're expecting a better number for them. In terms of, even though they are not doing anything, those that are coming back, because they have a provision for those loans, going to boost their bottom line at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You've heard it all. The markets have great prospects going forward, given that the economy is gradually stepping out of recession. And the banks are a good place to start, according to our experts here. Okay, that's it for today. But in case you want further research, a deepened understanding, you can reach us on the number on the screen right now, so we can go deeper and send you some of this research that we've done. It's a pleasure being with you today. Goodbye.